Hi, everybody, and welcome to Good Day Arlington on NBC Sports Chicago. Howard Sudberry, along with Alyssa Ali. And what's that I see out there?
I don't know, this
blue sky.
This big round yellow ball in the sky.
Yes, it is brightening up, so people are out and about in Chicagoland. Hopefully they come to Arlington. First race at 1:20 today. We have 9 races, including a big stakes race, but all kinds of things going on every weekend in Chicago when the weather is decent, including right now the Country Lake Shake. But we have some news about a big country artist, Alyssa.
We do indeed. Country artist Eric Pasley will be performing here at Arlington on Million Day coming up on August 11th. Howard, it is a free concert with general admission. I'm a huge country fan, so I'm super excited to listen and meet Eric Pasley. Again, get your tickets for the Arlington Million on arlingtonpark.com. Howard, country music, my thing. Something that is not my thing is disco music or anything to do with the 70s. But today is 70s Day at Arlington nonetheless.
So you're going to hear a lot of disco music.
Yeah.
How about the Bee Gees? The Bee Gees were really good.
That's great.
Donna Summer, you're not having any of it.
Nope.
Well,
just bring
then,
Eric.
Why don't we transition into horses in the 70s?
I like horses.
You like horses
Yes.
back in the 70s. And there are a lot of great ones now, but so many back in the 1970s. It's hard to compare really times and eras and horses and see who was better then, who was better now. But the 70s were special, and I had a chance to visit one of the classic farms down in Kentucky, and I visited one of the greatest horses of all time and many others.
The 1970s were interesting times. The controversial Vietnam War came to an end. Richard Nixon resigned the presidency. And late in the decade, disco took the country by storm. And so did a big chestnut racehorse named Secretariat, who raced into history by becoming the first Triple Crown winner in 25 years, winning by 31 lengths.
Winner. Here comes Secretariat to the wire. An unbelievable, an amazing performance.
He retired at stud here at famed Claiborne Farm in Paris, Kentucky. And this is his final resting place, where he died in 1989.
We do tours now. We do a horse country tour, which is new in Lexington at 10 o'clock every day. And then we do another tour at 11 o'clock. And I would tell you, last year, roughly 10,000 people came through Claiborne Farm to see Secretariat's grave and to see the stallions and see the history that's here.
The 70s were known as the golden age of racing. In 77, the undefeated Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. Affirmed, ridden by Kid Cawthon, won it again in 1978. Secretariat ran here at Arlington in his first race after winning the Triple Crown. He was and is America's horse. And there's a funny story about his fans. It seems his caretakers at Claiborne had a basket full of horseshoes they gave to people who asked. And they all assumed they were worn by the champ.
So when the Secretariat movie came out, we had quite a few people would call after the movie. And they'd say, well, we've got a shoe when I came out with my grandmother or my mom and dad when I was a kid. I think we figured it up after a while. There'd been so many shoes given out to Secretariat that there might have been had to change his shoes once a week to have been enough shoes to go around to everybody. So there were a lot of shoes of Secretariat out there.
So the grooms had all these horseshoes, and people think that they were really worn by Secretariat.
I like how they did the math. They'd have to be changing the shoes every week, which
They
is
definitely
not
would.
realistic.
And I tell you, Claiborne Farm is so special, and to me, to stand in front of Secretariat's grave and to think about what he meant to racing, really a solemn moment. It's an unbelievable place.
I'm sure it was. Must have been very special. I mean, you yourself were here at Arlington, correct, when Secretariat ran here at Arlington after winning the Triple Crown?
Yeah, he ran in 1973. I barely got a glimpse of him. There were so many people here. And unfortunately, I had to pay to get in, so I'd like to get my money back. Can you do that?
I mean, talk to somebody else here. I can't. I'm sorry.
I'll talk to Tony and see what he has to say. All right, Alyssa, let's get our ESPN update right now. World Cup, the Cubs have lost a couple in a row. The Hawks draft, and that all highlights the ESPN 1000 update. And from the downtown studios of ESPN, here is Fred Hubner.
For the second straight night, the Cubs lost to the Reds, this time 6-3 in Cincinnati. Kyle Schwarber's 15th home run of the season gave the Cubs a 3-1 lead in the fourth, but the Reds came back with a 3 spot against Jose Quintana in the fifth and went on to the win. Luke Farrell gets the start for the Northsiders this afternoon. On the south side, White Sox split a doubleheader with Oakland losing 11-2 in the opener before scoring a 6-4 win in the nightcap. Lucas Giolito improving to 5-7, allowing 4 runs over 7+ innings. Omar Narvaez, 3 hits and 2 runs driven in. Tim Anderson, his 12th homer. Dylan Covey starts this afternoon. Blackhawks selected a pair of defensemen in the first round of the NHL draft. WNBA, the Chicago Sky lost to Washington 93-77. Soccer World Cup group play continues. Mexico against South Korea, Germany facing Sweden. Tonight, the Chicago Fire play in Seattle. From the ESPN 1000 Sports Desk, I'm Fred Hubner.
All right, Freddie, thanks a lot. We always check the weather. It's easy today.
Finally, and it's good news, 79 degrees today going to be our high. So those residents close by in Arlington Heights, take a look out your window. A beautiful day to join us for the races. It's sunny, like we said. You can actually see the sun. No more rain in the forecast, at least for today.
It is a great day for racing. 9 races here at Arlington. Going back to music for a second, if you were James Corden, who would you like to do carpool karaoke with?
Miranda Lambert.
Miranda Lambert, that's a good choice. For me, he just did it recently. It would be no doubt Paul McCartney.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine singing Let It Be with Paul McCartney in the car.
He did it?
He did it just recently. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
That's
I'll probably never get my chance, I would think. And
Probably
we have
not.
some country music or country night tickets to give away.
Absolutely. Talking about Miranda Lambert or, of course, Eric Pasley, who will be performing here on August 11th. We do want to give some country night tickets away. Visit arlingtonpark.com/GDA to enter to win for country night tickets coming up on June 29th.
And we have a lot of notable people that appear on this show. Joel Quinville, Mike Ditka, Ozzie Guillen have been on here. We have a real live star on here today, and he is Nico Scholly, a real live star besides me.
Get over yourself, Howard, please.
I'd say
Please.
it's too late for that. We're going to take a break right now. This portion of Good Day Arlington is brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka, the preferred vodka of Arlington International Racecourse. And coming up next, a unique and interesting guest, Bravo TV's Below Deck star and Chicago native Nico Scholly, live on set right here on Good Day Arlington.
This particular charter, 30 grand.
Me.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that's a lot of money.
Holla, 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 holla.
We set a new record, 2720 per person.
Holy
Get down, that's a lot of money.
Good job this season, Nico. Thank you.
Total tips, $168,000. We're in the wrong racket, Alyssa.
Yes.
What's going wrong here?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we're pleased to welcome right now one of the stars of that program we took a look at there, Below Deck, and it is Nico Scholly, who is from Chicago. Welcome to Good Day Arlington.
Yeah.
Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me. It's going to be a good day.
Yeah, so you're from Chicago. Where'd you grow up in Chicagoland, and where'd you go to high school?
The northwest suburbs. Well, I kind of moved high schools around a little bit, but I went to Crystal Lake Central High School.
So originally you were in real estate, correct?
Something
And-
like that, yeah.
Something
I was,
like
I was
that?
dipping my toes in the water, if
You
you
were.
will, you know.
So you were not doing great, would you say, at that point?
Wasn't my thing.
Wasn't your thing?
Yeah, to say the least.
What is your thing to be a real estate person? Just out of curiosity.
Everything that I'm not. I would say.
easy.
Did
That's a good
Yes.
answer. So how does one go from being kind of a not real estate agent to getting onto a ship and being a deckhand?
Well, I also work in the service industry at a restaurant, and then I also then was just wanted a fresh start, wanted to move out and start something new and travel. And it was a great opportunity to do that. And one of my friends told me how to do it, and I packed everything up and moved down to Fort Lauderdale and got my certifications.
So what's the leap then from doing that and working on a yacht and working in that industry, and then all of a sudden you're on a reality show?
Yeah, the reality show was something else, let me tell you.
Yeah, I bet.
That was interesting. It was very fun. But, they saw my pictures and posts about, traveling so much, and I kind of have a crazy personality, I guess you would say, to say the least. And
Well,
it
you're
kinda
on the
meshed
right.
well.
You're on the right show.
Yes, we have very crazy personalities here. But Nico, tell us a little bit more about maybe the show. Who was your favorite castmate?
Matt Burns, the chef, he was probably he was an amazing person. He always comes out to Chicago and comes and visits me, and I really grew close with pretty much everybody that was on there except for a few people, but I think I showed that pretty well, to say the least. But yeah, it was a good opportunity to just kind of meet some new people, do some traveling, and it's gotten me here today.
But the show really is, following you and what you, obviously, like you said, you are certified. This is a real show in the sense that they are following you on a real yacht. That is your job. Is what the viewer saw pretty much, it's a reality TV show, we get that.
Yeah.
But was it pretty much what it was?
Obviously there's going to be some editing to, kind of
Make it very
keep people intertwined. But other than that, my job is, I took it very seriously, and it was a lot of hard work and, getting to it. So, but it was great. It was fun and crazy at times. 6 weeks full straight of filming. That you get a little stir crazy.
Right. And you do have like the cameras in your bunks and everything too. Like you really can't get away from the cameras.
Yeah, everywhere. You go to the bathroom and they can hear you going to the bathroom. You do anything, and it's intense, very intense.
Yeah.
So how much of your job was getting the yacht ready and doing your job and then preparing for the television show?
That was just it, is you do your job 24/7. Even when you're sleeping, you're still kind of like, your mind's still working because you got to prepare for these guests that are going to tip you that $168,000 for the season.
Right.
So it was very intense, and then also the TV show was full on, You don't get a break from it. So by the end of 6 weeks, I needed a vacation from that.
Sure.
Do you get recognized a lot?
I'm very humble about it, but sometimes, occasionally, yeah. It's fun, But I'm very, very humble about it.
And what do your old high school friends have to say after you being on that show? How do they treat you? Are you just plain old Nico, or are you like up here now?
It's when I go back home, it reminds me of why I moved away. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's great. Tell us, I'm a big fan of the show, obviously, but you are a big fan of Chicago, Blackhawks. What do you love about Chicago?
It's just an amazing city. I just moved downtown with my brother, and we're 2 minutes walking to Wrigley Field. So it's great. The atmosphere is great. Going out downtown, seeing the big buildings, the infrastructure. It's amazing. So I love it. Blackhawks, I'm a huge fan, so that's my go-to. But yeah, it's a great city.
So before we take our first break, what are you? Are you a reality star? Are you a deckhand on a yacht? What's your job right now?
Right now, I'm working for my family's company, and hopefully I want to take it.
In real estate?
Not real estate. Not real estate. We own a plumbing company, a construction company, and I'm just working my way up the ladder to eventually kick my dad out of his seat.
Before we go to break, I want to ask, because I'm a big fan of Andy Cohen, is he as cool as he comes off on TV?
Andy Cohen is probably my favorite person.
Yes. Okay.
He's amazing.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Because I told Howard I was going to ask that question. I'm going to give Nico shatters my dreams that he is a mean person or something. I'm going to be very
He's amazing.
upset.
No offense, sorry, Andy, but he is very short.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's not his fault.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
Maybe we'll
That's
get him
what I
riding.
said.
He could be a jockey.
He would be a great
Andy.
jockey.
Well, I'm
We're
glad
gonna
to
figure
hear
this
he's a cool guy, because he seems like it on TV.
Yeah, he does.
He's amazing. Yeah.
All right, Nico, stay put. We're going to take a break right now. And this portion of Good Day Arlington is brought to you by the Daily Herald, the very best in local news coverage. And coming up next, Maybe we will test Nico's horse racing knowledge. You ready for that? You know, who knows? Or maybe he'll come up with more behind-the-scenes stories that he might not want to tell.
Maybe.
Welcome back to Good Day Arlington, live on NBC Sports Chicago and live from Arlington International Racecourse, where our races start today at 1:20. Howard Sudberry and Alyssa Ali here every week. This week we have Nico Scholly, who starred on the show Below Deck. And my question right now is, what's it like working on a yacht, and is it glamorous at all, or is it just hard work? There's got to be some fun involved.
There's definitely some fun involved. Obviously, though, you know, when you got to vacuum out a toilet because it's overfilled, or
That's not glamorous.
It's not really glamorous, but when you look outside, you got a nice view while you're doing it. You know.
You want to hear a funny story about Alyssa? Speaking of that,
Okay, this seems like a very weird transition.
it is a weird transition.
Where are you going
It's
with
a
this,
weird
Howard?
show.
I'm
No,
not sure if I want to know.
Yeah.
You don't vacuum out toilets
No.
in your home duties.
No. Before I got married, I said I don't clean bathrooms and I don't do yard work.
Fair enough.
Right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That is fair enough. You don't hear that on every kind of show.
No. And that transition scared me a little bit. I will admit that. But you know, Nico, I do want to ask you. Your brother passed away in 2016. You talked about it on Below Deck. You have the Tristan Scott Foundation that was formed by you and your family. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So the foundation really is an amazing thing. You know, obviously when we were in the hospital, we noticed a few things that, you know, weren't really there. And as you're going through this difficult process, which is obviously unexpected. So we're giving back basically to the community, and we started giving handkerchiefs that are embroidered. So as you're going through that process, you know, we had kind of like almost bloody noses. It was getting scabbed up because we were, you know, using the tissues in the hospital, and they were absolutely horrible. Raising awareness, and then the most important thing, as well as everything else, is we're also assisting in burial services financially.
Okay.
So we're really trying to like give back and do something positive with such a negative thing.
Sure. So you're the burial for the family, obviously, that lost their loved one, and then also pushing for organ donation.
Absolutely,
Correct?
yeah.
And your brother, you were able to do that?
Yeah, we were able to do that, and we're still doing it right now. And it's just, it started off, you know, really well, and it's just kind of blossoming into something that's amazing. So, you know, turning something positive into such a negative thing is important.
Right.
So we're really trying to give back in all of Illinois and northwest suburbs northwest Indiana is really the area that we're working with to help all three factors.
Sure.
You know, so it's great. Yeah.
And you do have some fundraisers coming up as well. I mean, how can people get involved? How can people help? Because, I mean, obviously this can impact and affect anybody at any time.
Yeah, I've had people contact me across the whole entire country, you know, seeing, you know, obviously Below Deck, I was going through that grieving process because it was filmed 2 months after that happened, and people reaching out and really helping them. And people can get involved by going to our website, the Tristan Scott TristanScottFoundation.org, and then as well as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can buy the tickets for the event that we have July 14th in Algonquin at Port Edwards. And yeah, anyone can get involved. Even if you can't make the foundation, the charity event, then you can still donate online.
Okay.
So there's always ways of reaching out. So. Yeah.
Well, proud of your family and yourself
Yes.
for turning something, you know, into a positive.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Devastating thing. It was so hard for us to watch. So I'm glad to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that you
Yeah.
and your family are doing
Turning
well.
into good things,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So.
So sorry you had to go through that, but as Alyssa said, you're turning it into something positive. A couple of other questions. Have you ever been to the racetrack? Have you ever been to Arlington?
So this is my first time actually at the racetrack. So I'm
It is.
very excited. Yeah.
You know what that means, don't you?
What's that?
You're going to win.
I hope
If you
so.
don't listen to Howard's picks, you're going to win.
Otherwise, my girlfriend's
There we
gonna
go.
not be happy with me if I'm losing.
You always win on the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Really?
generally the
That's
rule.
a
Yeah,
thing?
it is.
Wow.
You know, if I
That's
lose,
how we-
then I'm coming back
Yeah.
to talk to you, right?
Well, you come back to get your money. You come back next time. and you get it back.
So you're
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
give me my money back then?
I didn't say that.
Okay, all right.
Maybe Alyssa did. Nico, thank you very much.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
You're,
I appreciate
You're
it.
a great guy. It was fun to visit with you. Thank you to your family for coming, and come back again.
I hope so.
And we hope you do make some money
Yes.
today,
I
right?
hope
Yes.
so too.
Alyssa and I will try. All right, we'll take a break now. Good Day Arlington is brought to you. You can applaud. Good Day Arlington is brought to you in part by International Hair Designs. They are the very best, located in Lake Zurich. Go out and see Dawn and Bruce. International Hair Designs, the official hair and makeup artist for Good Day Arlington. And next, Arlington celebrates Palatine Community Day tomorrow. And coming up, Alyssa and I will visit one of the area's local favorite restaurants, Gianni's Cafe, and you'll see why it's a favorite. Next on Good Day Arlington. Welcome back to Good Day Arlington on NBC Sports Chicago. Alyssa, that was fun,
That was a
wasn't it?
lot of fun.
He is a cool guy.
Absolutely.
We've got to have him back. You know, this year we're highlighting and honoring 3 of our neighbors. We had an Arlington Heights Day, we're going to have a Rolling Meadows Day, and tomorrow's Palatine Community Day.
Palatine.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And we poll people and try to find out their favorite spots. And right downtown, amongst all the restaurants in downtown Palatine, right across the street from the train station, is one of the very best, I think you would say. It is Gianni's at 18 West Station Street.
Doesn't this make you really hungry? Doesn't this look so good that you'd keep eating until you couldn't get up? This is the delicious cuisine served at Gianni's Cafe in downtown Palatine, where everybody feels like family, especially the customers.
I think they understand that we're family owned, that we will make anything that anybody needs, and that there's always a friendly face that they walk in and they recognize, not so much turnover. So they'll see a lot of family members work here. The executive chef Luis, his dad works here, his uncle works here. We have a lot of family members that work together.
We're going to add some Parmesan cheese. Then we're going to do the pasta.
The ingredients are fresh. The recipes are unique and often passed down through generations of cooks.
Everything's homemade from scratch. We don't cut any corners. We have good ingredients. We make all our recipes come from either someone's grandma or someone's mom, and we cook it to order.
Especially prepared for Alyssa and I were the sautéed scallops appetizer.
Looks so good. Oh my gosh.
Manja.
Manja.
Then the signature chicken parmesan and the chicken jardiniere. And to the surprise of Alyssa, I helped prepare one of the dishes. This is Alyssa's, don't tell her. I'm making it.
Hidden gem of
So,
Palatine.
John, this is...
It's chicken jardiniere. It's a little spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Good.
Love spicy. Thought that was jardiniere.
So a big thumbs up from Alyssa and I. Yes, that stack of empty plates are an indication of the quality of the food and maybe the size of our appetites.
Are you full?
I'm almost full. Almost. It was amazing.
I believe it.
I know.
It couldn't have been better. Salute.
Salute.
With a T. It is fantastic. It was great food, wasn't it?
It was so good, and thanks again to the generosity of John and everybody else there at Gianni's. It was
Yes.
a lot of fun.
18 West Station Street in downtown Palatine.
It's you must visit. It's on the train line. It's a lot of fun. I love
is.
Palatine. Downtown Palatine's fun. Here, though, at Arlington for today, first race at 1:20, Howard. A stakes race on today's card. The 8th race is the Chicago Handicap. 7 furlongs on the main track. We pick against each other, or try to. 1 race a day. Sudberry versus Ali. So we're doing it here today. Who do you like in the 8th?
Well, I'm picking a horse that you won on last time, and I'm going right back to
that.
Princess La Quinta, the 5 horse. To me, a lot of ways to go in this race. There are horses that have won Grade 1 races, the top level in the country. La Quinta, Princess La Quinta is in rare form right now, appears to be improving. Won the Matron at 1 1/8 last time. This is a little shorter. I don't know if that's a concern, but I just like her form. And she's owned by locals, and I hope she wins. And I think she's got a big shot.
Yes, she does. You know, it's a huge field, though, going forward. But I'm going with number 10 in here, Natural Wonder. Will be running late. Likes the synthetic surface, 2 for 4 on the poly. I like the price morning line right now at 8-1. So the number 10, Natural Wonder for me. Howard with the 5, right? Princess La Quinta.
Right.
So again, what?
Oddly enough, I almost picked Natural Wonder.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, maybe an exact box there, but of course, hopefully the 10 winning so I can be beating you in our little
We're tied
competition.
4-4 in our little competition, yes.
But next weekend, Howard, is 4th of July weekend. I can't believe we're saying it because it doesn't feel like summer. Maybe today it does. 4th of July weekend is next weekend, folks. We have Value Day on June 28th and then Country Night, Howard, on June 29th. Get your VIP ticket for that. That's an all-you-can-drink for 3 hours and eat. And then Champions Day is on June 30th, Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to put the Million Trophy out. We're going to have the Loyola Trophy when they won the regional to go to the Final Four. We're going to have both World Series trophies together. We're going to get a 1960 Kentucky Derby trophy. So all kinds of really neat things all in one place. It's a great photo op.
And then the fireworks happening on July 1st. That's Sunday evening at dusk. That's a big day at Arlington, and there is great seating still available. I have heard that it is going to be the longest fireworks display ever at Arlington. So looking forward to that. You can't miss. You've got to check out these fireworks at least once in your lifetime. I do say so.
They are going to be the longest. They're always the best. I mean, I don't know how each year we top each other.
I don't know
I mean,
either.
they are really spectacular with the music.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. And there is some new reserve seating available down on the floor. So look at that at arlingtonpark.com.
Yeah, well, let's check in with track announcer John G. Dooley for a sneak peek of next week.
Next week on Good Day Arlington, it's 4th of July weekend, and Saturday features a new event at Arlington, Champions Day, a day dedicated to honoring local champions and photo opportunities of the hardware that goes with it. Howard and Alyssa will discuss champions of all sports, two-legged and four, and take a look at the historic trophies athletes and organizations are working so hard to win.